right, I guess it's time for Let's Talk Antiques.
Well, you got that right.
What about
A
that?
little bit of coaching.
Yeah.
You didn't need no coaching.
See, last week he was all excited, so I told him to stay this time. We'll talk about swords.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stay with us. We're going to talk about swords. You,
Well,
you know about swords.
I
He was
do?
an officer.
You got a big collection. don't
Sharp
you?
sword.
Hey, did y'all know
Whoop,
he was an
where'd
officer?
that song go?
Not
I'll
just
get rid of
swords,
that.
sharp ones.
An officer where?
Swords?
No, say David said you were an officer. What?
Vietnam.
What,
Army.
Lieutenant.
Granted,
Army.
gentlemen.
Army. Okay.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, right?
Yeah.
Did you carry a sword? Was
No.
it that long ago?
No.
So David's accusing
What did you carry? A gun?
Well, I was in the cavalry.
Did you ride a horse?
No.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I said.
What's the cavalry without a horse?
I bet that's the only reason you become an officer, so you could ride a horse, right?
Well, of course.
And carry a sword.
You rode a truck
Was you
or a tank
going to
or
be the one that
something,
run out there and say charge?
No, I was the other guy in the back saying, "Get going, get going."
Y'all charge.
No, but I was in the first Cav. But,
Yeah.
but we didn't. Nowadays, I noticed I get a lot of Facebook stuff from them. They have and they have swords. They have
Yeah.
they carry
I'm
swords.
surprised you didn't get one.
But, well, it was different circumstances, you know. They gave me a machete and sent me to Vietnam.
Well, did you keep it?
No, but I do have a real neat handmade brush hook from Vietnam.
Really?
I need to
wow.
bring that over.
How'd you
sometime.
ship that back? Did you have to take it apart?
We don't need to tell
Dave, now,
everything.
come on now.
Well, you can now. It's been a while.
Oh, okay. I put it in my Foot Locker and sent it
Yeah.
home, and it got through. I don't know. I was surprised.
They didn't have X-rays back then.
Yes, they did.
Did they really?
Yeah, I know. I know one guy that tried to send back an M16.
Oh,
he got caught.
Oh, he did get
The
caught?
X-ray
Oh,
at
yeah.
the
Yeah, but
airport.
there ain't no telling, though, how many did get through.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Now, my dad was in World War II, and he brought home 2 Japanese Army rifles.
Yeah, but they didn't.
They were all allowed.
Yeah.
And I have the bayonet for still one of them. Rob has one of the Japanese
Hey,
Army rifles.
What you
Wow.
should have brought was, you should have had a nice sword.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, if you'd have got you one of those samurai swords.
Well, that is
Yeah.
nice, but he didn't bring one of those back.
My granddaddy Scoggins, he was in the occupying force in Japan, and when he was climbing back up on the ship to come home, he had one duffel bag filled with souvenirs and one duffel bag with his clothes, and a wave hit the ship
Oh,
and he
no.
dropped his souvenir bag.
Oh,
Oh,
And
wow.
so he
I'd
did-
rather drop the clothes.
He came back with a Japanese Luger, a knockoff that they were making in Japan, and he brought back a Japanese officer sword.
yeah.
So there you
really
go.
nice.
Yeah.
So-
Is it one of them samurai swords or?
No, it's very much a presentation sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be the proper
So
word.
what about in Vietnam? Did your enemy, did he have any swords, or were they more machetes and knives and guns?
Knives and guns.
AK-47s, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, something like that.
So I've got a, they call them pajamas, you know, the black outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
so,
samurai suit.
so this friend of mine, he gave them to me, and I said, "How'd you get them?" He said, "Well, I asked the guy, and he said he didn't say nothing, so I assume he didn't want them, so he just brought them on back."
Well, you could buy them at this downtown, you know,
Oh, really?
down the village. Yeah, they had all that stuff.
Well, it's the ones the soldiers wore, you know, the night
Well,
uniform.
what the soldiers were wearing was pretty well what the natives, all the
Yeah, but weren't they also wearing those at nighttime?
Well, they wore them in the daytime too.
Oh, they did?
Oh yeah. You know, that was kind of the standard, and they were kind of baggy and loose because of the heat, I suppose.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, but,
I tell you what, though, didn't you lieutenants have a target on your head? Weren't they after the lieutenants?
well, you hid all your. Everybody hid their insignias and stuff.
The rank.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
because, Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But-
they wanted to knock them off.
But one bad thing about it was I was an artillery forward observer, and of course I had a team. There was 3 of us, and the poor guy that carried the radio, he had an antenna sticking up. And so,
Oh,
but we
gosh.
took turns carrying that radio because it got heavy after a while.
I say I felt sorry for the
Yeah.
guys carrying the radio. They seemed
And
like they were a
you-
target. with
Yeah,
a big, heavy
right
thing.
away you have this whip ant, well, about
Yeah.
4 feet or so sticking up above your head, and guess what? That was a target.
Well, yeah, it's a perfect target.
But we,
wasn't it?
well, like I say, the 3
was
of
that
us
the
on the team.
bullseye?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of.
Hey, you know, we've
That-
had I've got a set of World War II phones.
Oh, you mean the crank type?
The ones that carried in the field, you know.
Yeah, what was I forget what the nomenclature on that sucker was. Yeah, we.
So was it a wired phone that would?
Yeah, it was a
run from one-
landline. You,
It had
you would string wire
Yeah.
between them. Yeah.
But didn't it also have battery? Didn't it have the battery ones too? The big old battery phones?
Well, the ones I can remember all had a crank, and
yours
that
was
when you
Vietnam,
cranked
though.
it, that generated enough juice
Yeah.
to ring the other side.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess it might have had batteries.
Yeah.
It's been so long now
I think
since.
these here have batteries in them.
But see, like in an artillery unit, you had the FDC, fire direction control, and then you ran your phone lines out to your guns. You know, so
Hey,
you
just
could-
let the audience know while we're talking about all this.
Yeah.
One thing is because I appreciate your service, but another thing is we're going to talk about swords, presentation swords,
Yeah.
Civil War swords, World War One, twos, just anything you can think of, and that's why you got to hang out with us today.
Is that why?
Yeah, you tried to run out the door. I'm almost ashamed of you.
Well, that's
Here
only,
I am
only
taking-
because Tiffany was on the phone and couldn't get over here. You know,
But
I'm
here
still-
I was. How long have I been taking training so I can take over that swap and shop and help you out? And here you are going to run out the door.
But you never tried to do swap.
But I'm getting ready to.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
wasn't
been-
I here today?
I've been hearing that for a couple years now.
Now you tell the audience. Wasn't I here early today, listening and ready to go?
He was playing on his computer. I think he has a Pac-Man game or something. Pong. I'm old.
There you go.
I mean, after all this antique show, he has an antique computer.
In Vietnam, though, a lot of people brought back stuff, but you're not supposed to, right? You wasn't supposed to.
Well,
Well, I mean, that was one of your.
I would say anything to do with like arms, weapons, and stuff like that. Yes, that was no longer allowed. But I'm sure a lot of people brought back memorabilia. I brought, sent things home to Christmas gifts and stuff like that.
Jeeps.
Yeah, one part at a time. Johnny Cash.
Did they say it wasn't allowed in the form of an order?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Oh yeah. That
Well,
was.
you mean you couldn't even bring back a good knife?
I would say no. No, I would say no.
Well, what if the guy said you could have it, or he didn't say nothing?
When you asked for it.
He wasn't talking anymore.
gift.
No,
They
no.
could've been
I don't know the official rule, but I would say offhand, anything to do with any kind of what would be considered a weapon would be a no-no. Even today, the people that are, say, over in Afghanistan and over in that way,
Yeah.
they can't do that. Now, like I said earlier, my dad, after World War II, a lot of the soldiers brought home guns and stuff.
Well, I know a guy.
Times have changed,
Yeah.
folks.
But I remember Overly Oakles and them, they brought home a Japanese machine gun, and it was at the VFW for years. and
Oh,
then
really? Good
The
grief.
AV, what is it? Which one of them? The firearms people, the ATF. They
ATF.
come and confiscate it, and it was a big old deal. And they finally give it back to them, but they had to
They probably
cut it in two and weld it.
welded
or-
something, yeah, so that it wouldn't.
But I mean, it hung up there
Oh,
for
it
years.
was fireable. Okay.
It hung up there in the 70s.
Well, see, like I said, my dad brought back two rifles. He brought back a standard size, and then the other was a sniper size. It was about 12 inches or so longer than
Wow.
the other. And my uncle got the sniper rifle and sporterized it. Took it to a gunsmith, and they bent the bolt down because it was straight. The bolt was straight out, so you could hit it easier.
Okay.
And blued it and put it in a nice, pretty stock. And I think he cut it down too, so it was too long.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. That's just what he did.
I
Now,
wouldn't have done
now
it.
the other one, the other Japanese Army rifle, was a standard military issue for a soldier. Rob's got it now, my son, and I used to use it when I was in high school. We lived in Arizona, and I used to hunt deer with it. It's 7.7 millimeter.
Yeah.
And you could buy
How did
ammo.
it shoot? Was it?
Oh, it was good.
So that would take a deer down, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it would. Yeah, it did. And it did.
Did it have a clip where you could?
No, you
Yeah.
stuff the ammo down in the top. I forget how many rounds it held, 6 or 7, something like that.
Oh.
Okay.
And it was bolt action, and they had I guess they ground something. There was a place where they had removed something on it, so apparently you had to take it to some place to remove markings or something on it.
You mean
Serial
when you brought
numbers?
it through?
Yeah, well, my dad did. When he brought it back.
I mean, when he brought it through, they had to grind it.
Apparently, I don't remember what they did to it, but it was a nice gun. It still is. It's still a good gun, but it looks very military. And like I say, I kept the bayonet for it. And
Well,
when I used to go deer hunting, I'd put the bayonet on. I figured I always
Yeah.
charge it.
Just in case they got really close.
Yeah.
In case you had hand-to-hand combat.
Well, did you have any problem with deer charging after you shot it?
No, they generally fell right away.
Yeah.
Pretty good gun.
Well,
pretty
were the
good.
deer
Normally do
bigger
that.
out there?
About the same, I guess,
About
as
the same
here.
as here.
Yeah. That's been a long time ago too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with antiques.
Oh yes, it does. Yes, it
No,
does.
it doesn't.
Yes, it
It's
does.
an
Those
antique
that's
weapon.
an antique Japanese World War II rifle,
Really
isn't it?
neat.
Oh, really?
Well, you said it was. I'm taking your
Oh,
word.
well, I guess that is. Now you think about it, that was
And where
what,
you gonna get
60
another
years
one?
ago, 70 years ago now, isn't
Yeah.
it? My goodness,
Yeah.
it just seems like yesterday.
Well, look how long Vietnam.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Time does go by fast. When you was in Vietnam, did they have script over there, or did they just use regular money?
There was script. There was, of course, Vietnam, but of course, we. How did we get paid? I forget. I used to get a little bit of cash. I guess it was script. Boy, that's been so long ago. It's kind of fuzzy now, and most of my money
See
just
if you
went
can
home.
find it in there.
But I got some of that somewhere
Yeah,
stashed
for
away.
people like me, what is script?
Tell him.
Special money.
That you military money or something?
Well,
or
yeah,
credits?
it was money that because there was kind of a black market thing, and it was a way to control the black market.
Yeah, because they wanted American money.
Yeah, they wanted American money. See,
Every country wants American
yeah,
money.
that's
Still do.
because that's what they would then get, and then buy supplies to keep their supply their side of the war.
Or you
so.
can spend it anywhere, couldn't you?
But with script, it was pretty much useless for their purposes.
Yeah.
I don't see any on eBay.
None?
None at all.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember
See
back.
if you.
now.
'Cause, I mean,
I know there was
See if you
Vietnamese.
can just Google military script and see what comes up.
I know there was South Vietnam had their own money, but maybe we got paid in their money. But
Well, that wouldn't have been right, because
but
I mean you could have, but I mean that would have been a windfall for them.
well, yeah, I don't know how they worked that out. I mean, like I say, it's been so long ago, I kind of fuzzy in memory.
Hey, those Jeeps and stuff, we're gonna have to take a break here in about a minute or so.
Yeah.
But those Jeeps that you had and some of your equipment, was it Korean stuff, Korean War stuff, or
Well-
was it both?
The food was.
Well, what about the Jeeps? Do you remember?
Well, we took our stuff with us.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Korean War stuff, or was it? Were they actually manufacturing stuff for that war?
Well, they I think by that time they were making stuff. The Jeeps were modern day Jeep for that time. That would have been in the '60s. See, I went over in '60.
Yeah, but Korean War was the '50s. It's
I
10
know.
years,
But
10 or 15 years. It's not
Yeah.
that long in military.
No, but I do remember that we were still eating sea rations.
Korean.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, Korean War sea ration.
Well,
is that script?
All right, I tell you what.
They
If
were-
you don't care, just tell us what you're going to tell us. Then we're going to take a break.
I tell you what I was going to tell you.
Yeah,
Military
go ahead.
payment.
Don't tell me you forgot.
Well, I forgot.
Well, let's take a break and come back. He found some script.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Like a $10 bill.
You should have brought some back.
Hey, you better. You
better
said you
look-
still got some,
I
right?
think I got some stuff stashed away.
Hey, listen.
I better
You
look
better take a break so we can pay the bills here.
I suppose David Pennington probably want to buy that and put it in the Jiffy Burger.
$1,299 for a $10 note.
Hey, I'll tell you something I got when we get back to the other side of this, but we got to start talking about swords.
Sure.
You have talked 15 minutes of this show.
I know.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Rush Bricken demands governmental financial responsibility.
Rush Bricken cares about veterans and will defend the Constitution.
Rush Bricken knows small business creates good jobs.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I'd like to be your next Tennessee representative.
For fiscal soundness.
I'm picking Bricken.
For low taxes.
I'm picking Bricken.
For good jobs and roads.
I'm picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
All right, we're back here with Let's Talk Antiques with, well, I don't know what we got.
The whole crew.
The whole crew's here. Anyway, fellas, so we're going to talk about swords now?
We're going to tell you a little bit about script.
Yeah,
first.
you remember you said you had some.
Well, I think I do.
Well, I think you'll be digging it out after he tells you some prices.
Oh, my.
Series,
tell him.
You're going to make me feel bad now.
Series 691, $10 MPC military payment certificate, graded of 67. $10 script, $2,000.
Oh,
So what
you're
these
kidding
sold
me.
for. Not what they're asking for. This is what
This
they
is all
sold
What
soap
they
stuff.
sold.
Tell him a few more. I want to see him
Here's
squirm over
here's
there.
a $5 note graded of 40. It went for $1,400.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's an uncirculated $10 script. It's not graded. $1,000.
Did you hear that? You can't hear with them
I heard
headphones.
that.
right?
Okay.
Them headphones working?
Series
8,000.
541 military payment script. Exceptional quality, $800. And there was other ones, like say that we were just on the ungraded small ones. It was a 5-cent script, which amazes me that they would print out a script for 5 cents.
Yeah.
Going
Well,
for
they have to have change.
going for $16.
Yeah,
So
here's your $5.
so they're
Here's your penny.
I don't know if
Now, you
more
wanna hear-
than likely I did not, but I'll have to look. I've got some, like kind of like an envelope with a bunch of old stuff stuck in
For
it.
them kind of prices,
Hey,
I'd have to
now
look
you
up.
I'm going to get it out, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
The Japanese money,
Yeah.
it's not that high. Like here's 6 pieces, different denomination. It only brought $50.
Oh. Well,
Okay, and then here's a couple pieces though. It looks like 3 pieces, and it brought $50.
yeah.
And then let me see, here's 100 pieces, uncirculated, only brought $50.
Hmm.
So the
I guess-
script's worth more than the Japanese.
Apparently, there probably was more Japanese money in circulation
Well,
for
it-
one thing, and then
Sure,
it's
yeah.
probably continued after the war.
Sure it did.
But
And
whereas
it-
the script,
and it was
everybody said,
more-
"Oh, it's no good when I get
But
home," and
like
they
some
threw
of
it
this was
away.
over in Malaysia, so
Yeah.
it was different places besides Japan.
Yeah, yeah.
So you want to talk about swords?
I guess so. It's
All
about
right.
time.
Now, I know what you want to do. You want to hurry up, get this show over with,
Yeah,
so you can run home and dig at money.
I got more important things to do.
Well,
You,
listen,
you find it and I'll run it for you.
you know that old saying that you're never too old to learn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so about 45 more minutes, you're going to learn something when this show's done. You already learned something because you
Yeah.
want to go dig out your money.
I found out I'm poor.
You found out you give away a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
probably.
I didn't know.
There you go. Okay, so the sword collection of William Koch, considered the most important collection of ornate British and American ceremonial and presentation swords ever privately assembled, is slated to sell October 30th and 31st at Cowan's auction. Estimated at $2 million, a total of 45 swords spanning the time periods of the Napoleonic Wars, Mexican-American War, and the Civil War will be presented for bids during both sessions. Bill Koch has been a friend and a customer of Cowan's for almost 15 years, said Wes Cowan, executive chairman and principal auctioneer. I've witnessed Bill's passion for historical artifacts and his keen eye for the extraordinary. We are delighted to bring this collection to market. It is without a doubt the finest assemblage of British and American swords ever sold in America. Cool. Koch has just put his collection together over the course of 20 years, and he was very careful and very precise about what swords he acquired. Cited one such example: naval officer swords can easily be found on sale in the $300 to $500 range, Lewis said. Examples in the Koch collection, however, is quite different, where all the fittings are 14 karat gold and hallmarked, which means this common sword is anything but. This special sword comes to auction with a $3,500 to $5,000 estimate. Offered for sale will be a solid gold Lloyd's Patriotic Fund sword, rewarded to British Captain Robert Redmill for his actions against the French fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar. It is coming to auction with a top estimate of $300,000. Cowan's notes this is one of just 23 of 100 guinea swords that were awarded to captains by the British Empire for service during the famed naval battle. A British gold and enamel sword presented to His Royal Highness the Prince Regent, or from His Royal Highness the Prince Regent to his brother, the Duke of Cambridge, in 1816, is expected to sell in the $100,000 to $200,000 range. The top American sword of the collection is one presented to Brevet Captain Schuyler Hamilton by the citizens of New York. Hamilton was General Winfield Scott's aide during the Mexican-American War and was the grandson of Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the United States. Its ornate construction, complete with artistic flourished, is unusual for military blades, and it is estimated to sell for $300,000. A Civil War gold presentation sword given to General Rufus King by the 19th Indiana Volunteers is estimated to bring $100,000. Very few presentation swords by the maker Bailey and Company of Philadelphia are known to still exist. So this is this weekend up in Cincinnati, if anybody, or not, next week up in Cincinnati.
Well, here's the thing about it, Howard. You know that bayonet you kept?
Yeah.
It's not solid gold, is it?
No.
You sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you tested it?
Yeah.
Hey, you ever seen any gold presentation swords?
No, I have never seen those.
So we're going to look up some presentation swords. We're going to look up some ceremonial swords. And then we'll go to samurai, back to the Japanese.
Yeah.
And we'll just whoop this whole 45 minutes or so with swords.
Well, what about just a plain old Union or Confederate cavalry sword?
Well, now that
those are more common, and those are the ones we would probably see
Yeah.
in this area, here available.
Yeah.
Birds of a different feather.
And to answer your question, I've seen them. Now, if it's a CS sword, you're talking about a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, Union swords, I mean,
Probably more of those.
yeah, a lot more.
Yeah.
Just like the buckles and everything.
Right.
But here's the problem, Miss Howard, with swords and everything else now. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But people
Reproduction.
counterfeit.
Yep.
Just like they counterfeit money,
Yeah.
they'll counterfeit them swords.
Yeah.
When you get to the CS side, and I'm sure they do the US too.
Probably a lot of
CS,
them made in
definitely.
China brought over here. Sold as an original artifact. and
Okay,
really
so during the Civil War, Nashville Plow Works, that's what they made, was actually plow works.
not.
But so during the war though, they turned to making swords. And so if you find a Civil War Nashville Plow Works sword, you know, you're talking from 3 to 10,000 for that sword.
Wow.
But here's the thing, I was at an auction a couple of weeks ago, and guess what? There was a Nashville plow sword come up. It was a reproduction, but it looked just like, it looked old.
Yeah.
But you know what will give it away?
Uh-uh.
The way they put the Nashville plow on there. It wasn't right.
Oh.
But see,
You got to know that.
that's exactly
I
right.
wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, I just said
I
like.
bet you would if you paid for it once.
Well,
Yeah. One time.
and you found out you bought a reproduction instead of the original.
Well, think about this. I told you the value of one, and so this sword brought around $450.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wouldn't the red light go on
That
there?
would throw it up.
Yeah.
me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Ding.
Ding.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we're gonna do. Let's. You have you got a sword that you want to talk about?
I've
I
got
know you do.
I've got a circa 1824 Lafayette inscribed presentation officer's sword that only three bids on this one, but it's sold for $35,000.
Wow.
Lafayette was a
Now his name was Lafayette, not Lafayette.
probably
Lafayette.
In
Lafayette.
Nashville, it's Lafayette Street.
yeah. This is still when they were pronouncing it Lafayette. I'm pretty sure.
Lafayette, yeah.
So this is not his sword, but it is like a style of his, and he fought beside George Washington.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
he did.
I don't
So-
like that when they say style, like
Yeah.
a style that he carried.
Well,
In the
apparently
style
he
of-
went back and after the war went back overseas to Europe, and started making them apparently or
Well,
something.
then that's good. His company made them.
Yep.
That's a little
Wow.
different.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Was he reproducing them?
he was reproducing them. Yeah.
So are you telling me that was reproductions way back then?
It's an
I'm
original
sure.
reproduction.
So anyway, so that's the highest priced one. It's a very nice
On the
sword.
presentation sword?
Presentation sword.
So give us a few more. Ronnie, have you looked up the ceremonial swords?
Well, I have a Union Civil War sword
Is it a
with
presentation?
a holder. No, it doesn't say that it's a
Okay.
presentation sword,
Yeah.
but it's $2,600 for bids.
A Union one?
Union.
Now,
You-
when
who
you-
made that one? Who made it? Go to it and read and see who made that sword.
Yeah.
When you say presentation, does that mean it's more ornate? and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
fancier.
more of a
Yeah.
ceremonial
It's
type.
kinda like
It's not
know-
the one that the guy used out in the
Nah, it
leading
ain't
the
one
charge,
like you,
and you know.
like you chopped them bushes down
Right.
like you did, you know.
Right.
With
Said
that-
it was his great-great-grandfather's Civil War sword, rifle not included,
Yeah, does it say the maker?
aided memorial with his aided soldiers memorial with his name.
So Philip, what you got?
Captain Charles J. Fox.
Y'all rock back and forth here. What you got?
I've got an
I
old,
had some summons.
I've got an $11,000 high grade Civil War presentation sword.
There's your.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
is it Union or
Where'd it go?
C?
It belonged to Major Henry Plessner of the 9th Ohio Volunteer Cavalry from the members presented to him from the members of the 3rd Battalion as a token of esteem, June 5th, 1864. It's got a description about it and stuff like that with the whole
on the
story.
sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's stories help things like this sell if you can talk it up and explain exactly where it came
And how
from.
much was it?
$11,000.
Wow.
Well, it was a best offer.
Yeah.
So somewhere close to that though, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, what? You know what?
I think it's time for another break.
Yeah, we got-
All right.
Pay the light bill.
Okay, got to pay the light bill.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Rush Bricken demands governmental financial responsibility.
Rush Bricken cares about veterans and will defend the Constitution.
Rush Bricken knows small business creates good jobs.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I'd like to be your next Tennessee representative.
For fiscal soundness.
I'm picking Bricken.
For low taxes.
I'm picking Bricken.
For good jobs and roads.
I'm picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
All right. All right.
We're back here, Ronnie.
We're back now, I think.
I was reading.
Oh, all right.
Anyway.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
Oh, are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Hey,
Howard said we was.
Y'all got me running.
Well, I know.
I got you all messed up here. I
tell you
got
what,
this thing.
he will keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're on or off.
I know it. I have a executioner sword.
Ooh.
Right Schwert Peter Munich. Says, I'll tell you a little bit about it here. It says a museum piece from his collection, a dated Peter Munich sword from Solingen from 1637. Excuse me. Says he made a forensic test and found traces of blood. And then he has some pictures. Images, very heavy sword, nearly 5 pounds. And the last image shows 2 swords from Peter Munich in a museum. And then the last photo showed the blunt end with the blood traces.
So the
And
one
it gives
sword
the
brought how much,
dimensions.
Ronnie?
And the sword brought $13,900.
Now see, that thing chopped a lot of heads off, and look what it brought.
But now you had $8 economy shipping on it.
$8.
Good gosh, they didn't think much of that $13,000 sword, did they?
No.
I've got a German 16th to 17th century executioner sword that they were asking $7,500 and took a best offer on it.
You know, you heard what Ronnie said there, Howard. It weighed 5 pounds, so I guess you have to have a little weight if you're going to whack off somebody's head, right?
Well, I would think
Exactly.
so. It's kind of like
They're blunt ended too. They're not for
wouldn't wanna
stabbing.
use
They're
the
for
guillotine on
whacking.
me.
Yeah.
They're going to chop my head off.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he
Get it
said?
one.
It's blood ended.
Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
There's a German executioner's sword. It was called the Sword of Justice, circa 1697. They were wanting $2,800 for that one. So I don't know if I'd want that hanging over my mantle, but just
Kind of like one of these here. This was German. I got a
You know,
samurai sword.
they actually, during the West, you know, they actually had people that was their job to hang you.
Yeah.
You know, they hired people, professional
yeah.
people to do the ropes and stuff.
oh really? I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, they just didn't throw a rope around your neck. And I mean, it was a skill. to
I
it.
thought there was whiskey
They-
involved, and there was
they
just
wanted-
a rope
they
thrown
wanted
over.
to- They wanted to that once you fall, the way that executioner
neck to snap.
it snapped your neck.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
And
what
use
killed.
over
That's
with.
really what killed you.
Yeah.
Was it broke your neck and.
And do you ever notice that they put it on the side?
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Right.
And it had to be a certain way, and it had to be so many. You know, the coils were it had to be so many
Yeah.
coils.
So that it would, and it slid easily.
Yeah. And
So that's the art of the
So
hanging.
how much is an execution rope?
I don't know about that. Tell them about that sword.
I've got another one. It's an antique British Napoleonic Georgian Mameluke officer's saber presentation sword. 33 bids on this one. It went for $3,454.
Now, what was a saber curved and a
Yeah.
sword is straight, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the difference in the when you said saber sword,
Yes.
saber type sword.
This is a Marmaluke type famously worn by the Duke of Wellington and other senior British Army officials and
Ooh, boy.
naval officers. And it traces back the 5th Duke of Gordon in 1770, so that it's got a history of the sword, which I guess that has to do with 33 people bidding on it.
And what's the bid?
Was that Providence?
34.54. $3,454. So, no,
And that many
know.
famous people, the Duke of Wellington, you said?
yes.
You would have thought that would have got more.
No, Duke of Gordon.
Oh,
actually.
Duke of Gordon,
Sorry.
sorry. But still.
It was a type made famous by the Duke of Wellington.
Okay.
But,
In the
but
style of-
Gordon wore it.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay.
that took a zero off
Yeah.
the price.
That could be. Okay.
I've got a Japanese samurai sword here. About $12,000 on a bite now. It's really nice. It's on a stand. And it looks like it had the long one and the short one. But they're showing both the sheets, but they're not showing both the swords.
How many bids?
Bite now.
For what?
One bid.
How much?
$12,000.
$12,000.
$12,000.
Wow.
Hey, Harry, just to let you know,
Yeah.
no hangman's rope on eBay.
No.
No hangman's rope.
Ah. Well, they usually have a lot of weird stuff on eBay, you know.
I might have some vintage hangman's rope out there in the barn.
You'd
You
sell,
know,
you'd selling.
Somebody has a
Yeah.
tomato that looks like
I'll
a
sell
pig,
them
you
a
know,
link
they
to
put it
it.
on eBay or something like that, you know.
All right, I got a American Scottish Highlander, a Civil War sword basket hilt presentation broadsword. That's a mouthful. Let me describe it here. So
Okay.
it's sold for $1,800. To anybody who collects American Civil War edged weapons, you'll never in your life have the opportunity to buy a sword like this again.
Never.
It is an American
Long time.
Highlander broadsword. It is an etched American eagle with E pluribus unum above its head on both sides of the blade. Both sides of the blade are heavily engraved with hand detailing. It is in its natural 150-year-old untouched state. Blade is stunning and it is exactly 32 inches long and 1 1/8 inches wide. It has one little patch of surface rust. Sword is similar to, but shows a distinct difference when compared to its European counterparts. I do believe it to be an American-made sword, but I can find no markings on it anywhere. Leather-covered brass wire wrapped handle with original red felt, plaid cloth and leather all hand-sewn. Scabbard is leather and is engraved with the name Captain J.J. Boyd. I did some searching but couldn't find out much about Captain Boyd. I did find one Captain J. Boyd from Maine. He may have been a Highlander in the old country and then fought as a captain here in the Civil War. He may not have necessarily fought in a Highlander regiment here, but had a close relationship to the Mid. So, anyway, it's a good piece of American military history.
Those Highlanders, were they all immortals?
There can be only one. There you go.
What you got, Ronnie?
Got an important Greek bronze sword. Brought $7,250, 23 bids. A Greek sword. See me the Greek ones. I was pulling it up to see what it says about it. It says Greece culture, Bronze Age. A gorgeously preserved bronze sword with a long, thin blade, raised central ridge, slightly indented shoulders. Yeah, it's like they're describing somebody here. But anyway, it's a nice looking sword. I think I said brought $7,250.
$7,200. 23 people bidding on that one too.
A lot of interest.
Well, we're going to have to take. I got to get back on schedule here.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, I got us all messed up.
Are we taking a break now?
I think we better take a break. But I do have a question. How about ancient swords like Roman and something?
Well,
are
you
any
want
of
to
those?
look up some?
Yeah,
Sure,
look
we
that
can.
up while we take a quick break here, and hopefully we got to listen to the news and the stuff here.
All right, if you
Be
say so.
back shortly.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4600. 4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
Rush Bricken knows agriculture and farming is vital to Tennessee.
Rush Bricken supports our community and our faith-based charities.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I have the experience and background to be an effective Tennessee representative for you.
20 years on the county commission.
I'm picking Bricken.
40 years in business.
We're picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
All right, we're back here with Let's Talk Antiques.
Hey.
And what about these ancient swords? You
The
got
Roman swords, is that what you want to
Yeah,
look at?
I'm
Hey,
kinda-
before we do that, though, so on the break, I Googled Howard Clutter, Vietnam.
Oh, hey. I'm gonna-
And
I'm
I
gonna kill your
I said,
microphone.
Howard, was you married back then? He said, yeah. I said, well, look at this picture. Here's you with a blonde-headed girl. That ain't me. That's the first thing you
That's
said.
not me.
You sure it wasn't?
Yeah, he's too good looking.
We're going to put that on Facebook and ask everybody what they think about it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't
Okay.
you can't believe everything you find on Google.
Okay.
I thought everything on Facebook was true.
Well, that's different, John. You're talking Facebook, yeah.
All right, so did y'all do what Howard asked you?
I've got an authentic,
Uh-huh.
ancient Greek bronze sword with a handle. Brought $2,047 with 27 bits.
That's not a lot of money, is it?
I would have thought they'd be more for something that old.
I'm wondering how authentic they actually
Well,
are.
and here's the thing about it, though. It was made out of bronze. That can't be too tough.
Well, that was
Yeah,
part of their
it looks
problem.
pretty- pretty corroded.
They ran
Yeah,
into
this
some
was-
other people that knew how to make steel, and they
Yeah.
got in trouble.
Corroded up green.
So bronze swords, they couldn't hold up.
Yeah, they would dent or bend or become dull.
Yeah, they couldn't hold the edge, could you?
Give me a good steel one
Now,
to fight their bronze one with.
I found one for sale, an ancient Greek longsword of a Trojan War hero circa 1300 to 1100 BC, bronze in relatively good condition, for sale for $7,500
How
on
do
a
they know it was
specialty
a Trojan
website.
War hero?
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sure it comes with papers.
Yeah.
Yeah. The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
Now, Howard,
Yes.
what do you think? I mean, are you happy now? They looked that up.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
we have more.
I kind of like ancient history stuff.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there was anybody had any out there on like.
I got another one is a AD 77, which is it has a spatha, ancient Roman iron legionary sword weapon with sheath.
Oh, it's iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the Romans had iron, and that's why they were able to defeat some of the other
Yeah.
folks.
77
And they had a huge
AD.
army.
That was kind of like have a nuclear weapon versus a non-nuclear.
Yeah.
This is like I call this a short sword. It went for $800 sold from Serbia, by the way.
Golly.
No,
I like
that's
that
strange.
helmet there.
Those are not.
is
No,
that?
those are real. It's a Greek Roman Attic officer commander helmet.
Oh, okay. Like the silver wearing
Praetorian
on the
Caesar,
chariots.
like a Caesar style. It says $740.
So when they say that style, every time when they use that word style, that tells me I don't know if that's real.
Yeah.
In the
I
style
don't like when they
of-
say style.
Yeah.
Do you, Howard?
I don't think you can.
I could see that. Yeah.
I don't think you can buy a Roman officer's helmet for
I don't think so.
$739.
I wouldn't think so.
buy it now.
Not a real one.
Yeah.
Not a,
Well, I tell you what. Since we was talking about script earlier, real quick search Roman money just to see what
Oh,
comes up.
wow. There was somebody found a bunch of it here a while back. I saw
Yeah.
on the internet.
Well, and while are you doing it? Which one of you is doing the Roman money?
I was going to.
All right.
Okay, I'll let you.
All right, and go ahead and talk about another sword or two while he's hunting Roman money.
All right.
You know, we don't have that much airtime.
All right, we got a.
Harrod's got us messed up.
Yeah. I searched for British swords. I've got a British sword of Napoleonic horsehead officer. It went for $3,000, and it is a. I guess it's a saber, actually. Let me go back to the front. It's got a horsehead handle.
Yeah,
on it.
At the end of it.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, it's really nicely carved.
Oh, yeah.
And Hooley and Devian Brimming. Okay, sorry. It's if you were into those.
It's got a
kind of
maker's
swords,
mark on it.
Yeah.
you would know it. It's got some engraving on the blades, and it's very nice.
How much that bring?
$3,000.
Huh.
And it was.
That don't sound like a lot of money when you get back into the Napoleon days.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
And it was sold. The owner was in Kansas City, Missouri.
Huh.
Well, Napoleon, what was he, like 1800s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did you look up that?
I have several here.
Well, all right, give us.
I was going to start a different way here. But I have a rare ancient, no, it's Celtic. I have a CHF Constantine Ancient Roman Empire Numis money of the Bible. $47.99.
Golly.
Huh.
They must have made a lot of it.
Or a lot of it came down, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got an Ortho 69 AD ancient silver Roman coin.
Oh, it's silver.
With certification, $5,198. It's in a fancy holder.
Yeah.
That makes it
It should be for that.
Hey, that's a graded coin, that next one.
And the next one is a gold coin.
That'll make it worth some money.
Yeah, silver and gold, I mean.
Yeah, $2,395 for the gold one.
Yeah, because didn't they make a lot of bronze coins and stuff, the Romans?
I would have thought so,
Yeah.
like pennies or
Yeah.
nickel, what their version.
But when you
of
get
the-
into gold and silver now.
gold and silver, yeah.
That was a buy it now of 23, and there's another Roman coin that's it says Arius 68 to 119 AD. So that's the picture of the person stamped on the coin. It was 48 bids for that, went for $2,327.
It's a gold coin, Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, if you had that coin, would you punch a hole through it and put it around your neck? You know,
Yeah,
wear it
no.
like. Remember when they used to do coins out of way, Howard?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'd probably take it to pawn shop and pawn it.
I never. I was so poor when I was growing up. I never got past a penny to put around my neck, and I used baseball string to do it with. I didn't have no fancy
You
chain.
didn't have fancy chain?
Did you?
No.
Okay.
I never had the penny.
I have a Roman Emperor Nero gold coin, brought $1,695. It's in a holder. It doesn't looks like it. Yeah, it's been graded very good. 4.3.
Like that one there, right?
Yeah.
What the heck?
That's dirty, uncleaned Roman coins.
All together?
This is 1 kilo of them. Yeah.
Approximately 150 BC. And they only brought $1,389.
My goodness.
So how much is a kilo, Philip?
It's 1,000 grams.
2.2 pounds. 2.2 pounds.
2.2 pounds.
That was that. That's
That was good. I like that. This metric stuff.
And
I knew he'd know that kind of stuff. I never did take the metric lesson. Did you, Harry?
No.
I was in.
I'm still using American twos and try to make them work on a metric boat.
I use a crescent wrench.
Yeah.
It fits everything.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, guess what?
What?
It's time for another break.
Well, let's take it.
All right. We'll be back shortly.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see his handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Rush Bricken understands the importance of education.
Rush Bricken knows agriculture and farming is vital to Tennessee.
Rush Bricken believes in a good education and creating job skills.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I'll represent your conservative values in Nashville.
40 years in business.
I'm picking Bricken.
20 years on the county commission.
We're picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
All right, we're back, fellas.
All right.
Let's talk antiques.
Yeah, let's talk some antiques.
And the number to call is
728-1320.
Yay! Or 728-3526.
You've been telling people for an
You
hour.
hesitated there. Don't you know your number?
I was going to see if Ronnie knew.
Yeah. Well, he's done swap and shop for an hour.
Yeah, he knows them.
And the number to call is?
He says it in his sleep.
728-1320.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we? Are we back on coins?
I did find some Egyptian coins,
I
but
got some
we
too.
looked
Yeah,
for
but
Egyptian.
1938.
Well, the highest price one is a 1955, but it's gold, and it's over an ounce.
Wow.
So it brought $2,225.
Yeah.
And then
But
you,
it's graded, isn't it?
yes,
It's
yes,
in a
it is
holder.
graded. Yeah. So then you have an Antonius Pius, 138 AD, Alexandria, Egypt. Tetradichum Roman coin,
What the heck?
Egyptian
remember
Roman
him.
coin.
You remember him.
It went for $1,000. Yeah, they wanted $2,500, but their best offer accepted was
What you got,
$1,000.
Ronnie? Can you top that?
I don't know if I can
Think
top
you
that
can,
or not. I've got 30 vintage Egyptian silver coins, plus a bonus 1 pound of some kind of mosque coin. Brought $500 with one bid.
I've got a good one here.
Yeah.
This is a 246 to 222 BC
Wow.
drachm.
It's been a while.
It's 46 millimeters. It says it's a massive coin. 46 millimeters is
How big is that, Phil?
2.5 centimeters is an inch, so it's almost 2 inches.
Okay.
It's
That's big.
Alexandria mint head, eagle standing left on a thunderbolt head right, no marks, and it was, how many people bid on that? There were 25 bids on that one for $609. It's got a what you'd assume to be a Roman guy on the front, and then an eagle on the back.
Hey, that almost looks like an American eagle coin. You know, like the
It's
coins
a little
on.
pretty similar, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure
Hey,
is.
look, it's an eagle. It's holding.
Yeah.
It's got its holding talons, holding stuff.
Yeah.
Could be yours. Well, you know.
You think maybe America stole that idea?
They might have.
Or did they
just
steal it
might
from
have.
us?
Well, we wasn't around then, was we, Harry? Harry. Now,
What?
We wasn't
What?
around then.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
We got democracy from the Greeks.
Well, come on, Ronnie.
Oh, yeah.
All right then. 3 silver Egyptian coins. These are 1976 coins.
76.
76 in high grade condition. Brought about $35.
35. Now, if you can't top that, Philip, I don't know what to say.
I jump back to swords. I've got a Japanese.
Well, what do you got there?
I got a Japanese World War II officer's sword, Yakashunto Yashori Colonel
Yokozuna?
tassel.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, there you go. I can slur through anything.
Yeah.
So there were 56 bids on this. So this had some activity. Sold for $8,700. Japanese World War II officer's sword.
That's a lot of money.
In the mountings. The blade is signed Yashirito with Japanese writing, dated. It's dated even. The lucky day of May 1934, which I guess is significant to somebody. And it's got quite a history along with it too. So it says it's in mint condition.
You found a sword better than that, Ronnie?
I was looking up something different here.
What are you looking at?
I was looking up Greek swords.
Greek sword, okay.
Because, you know.
Well, throw it out there to us.
Well, I just now got it pulled up. Give me a second.
Tell us another one?
Yeah.
Okay, I got this completely random thrown in, but it looks cool. It's Georgia currency from 1776. It's a $2 gold option script. $8,000 one bid for 1776 Georgia. $2.
Now, when you say
script.
Georgia, the state of Georgia?
Yeah, that would have been issued in the state of Georgia.
Oh my, yeah.
Now, Georgia was also, what? Was it Greek or?
Maybe that's why it came up. Yes, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a country, was it somewhere,
No,
it used to be part of Russia or something, Georgia?
So it's
Yeah,
not,
there's one in
of the
Russia, too.
states.
No, this is Georgia.
Not an American
1776.
state.
Yeah, that's why I
Oh,
brought
it
that
is
up.
Georgia.
Yeah, it's our Georgia, but it just cross-referenced.
We're getting down close now.
How close are we?
Well, about a minute and a half.
I got it.
Well, in a minute and a half, we can name 10 different
I
things.
know, but I want to give you, because you get kind of carried away over there.
I have a 1900.
And you don't? No, I'm trying to keep this ship on track.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an 1800s Yatagan sword, Greek territory, Ottoman period, gold decoration, $995, one bid.
It's amazing, though, how cheap the Roman and the Greek swords and stuff is, isn't it?
It's not be a lot of
And the
interest.
coins.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. I thought that it would be real high for
You think
this
because
ancient, you know.
we think if we got something that's 100 years old, it's old. But when you get into Europe,
Oh, yeah.
something
really
that's 2,000 years old is not old.
100-year-old in Europe is young.
That's
That's
yeah,
new.
right.
When I was in high school and went to Europe, I was going into churches that were older than they knew my continent existed,
Yeah.
that my country is in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is a pretty old church.
Yeah.
Well, evidently they do a lot of PM on them, don't they?
PM.
Preventive maintenance.
Oh, there you go. Well, it's all stone, so that helps.
Well, a lot of our stuff's all stone, but for some reason, we have to tear something down and build another.
Well,
That's
we don't
true,
think
yeah.
it's any good unless it's new and shiny.
Yeah.
We're Nubians.
Like a
We
penny.
lost a lot of our history.
Shiny like a
If
penny.
it keeps
Yeah.
raining on it, it'll shine up the stone. You know?
Yeah. Looks like we're running out of time here.
I have
Are
folks.
we out?
Yeah, we're almost gone.
Can we do one sword?
No.
Do it anyway, Ron. Try 'em out.
Greek Army sword, Balkan Wars, 1912, royal emblem engraved, something better than $1,200.
How about that?
That's pretty good. Looks like that's about it for this week.
We squeezed one more in.
Oh,
We're done, right?
yeah, I think so.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
he done got off the page. He just messing with you, Harry.
Well, we didn't do too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
We survived, more or less.
I think we had a ball.
We'll see you next week for more Let's Talk Antiques. Bye-bye.